University of Ibadan, sitting under the Faculty of Arts, stands a department of repute. By its standardized teaching methodologies, it has produced national and professional heroes. Some might even dare to call it a shiny beacon of excellence. Welcome to the Department of Communication and Language Arts. The department demands an excellent mind to lead and set its bright course onward. In this capacity stands Professor Olusola Oyeyinka, a scholar, a teacher, and a family man.
Okay, my name is, well, people call me, depending on where we had interacted. People call me Yinka at home. My classmates call me Olusola during my undergraduate days. But my surname is Oyewo. I did say that I am the last born of 5 children, plus my parents, making 7 Nabi. That's a family of 7. And my parents were teachers, both of them late now. I was born in a town called Iwo some years back. That's about 60 years ago. When I was born, I had all my secondary education in Iwo. So people often refer to me as somebody from Iwo, Omo Iwo. But my hometown really is Awe. My father is from Awe, close to Oyo town.
His humble beginning is an exciting and impactful memory he treasures.
You're asking me to tell my little story. Yeah, I told you I was born some years back, and I lost my father very early in life. It was just a mix.
Losing his father at a young age was a painful experience for him.
The only father and mother that I knew was my mom. So I grew up knowing that I thought that was what life is. I thought that was how life is with other people. So there are occasions that I would crave that I wished my father was alive when I was growing up anyway. So it affected me because I felt that to lose one's father at that early age was a sin. I thought it was something that should not be heard of. So, and of course, when I was also growing up, nobody told me that my father had died. They only said he traveled to the US. And then each time I will be hoping that one day he will return. And then when we get to school, children will be talking about their fathers. I will say that my father was always in the US. The memory I have of him is just in photographs. I heard that he was a very nice person. He was a student here in 1961, 62. And then they came home for Christmas period 1961. And he didn't come back to school in 1962 because he took ill and died. His life just got cut short due to mismanagement at that time and ill health. He had the common thing that people go through, just appendicitis. There was just appendectomy in that operation that got hurry. I don't go around looking for families. I wait on God, and if God says it is not time, then I wait. Again, it also taught me a great lesson to be fairly mobile. What I am today. This way is not a place that you wish that you could be, judging by my experience, but because there's no money in academics, right? There's no money there. So that's why I get patronages from people who say, come and do this, or come and handle this course for us, come and do this one for us, and by that I get some more money to cushion the effects of that could come.
The journey to a fruitful career does not always seem promising. So was it for Professor Oyewo.
Well, the only kind of profession that I knew when I was growing up was teaching, because most of the people around us were teachers. And Iwo, being a town on its own like that, is a town where my father was a student but never waited to complete his studies. I got a job first with Tribune, that's African Newspapers of Nigeria Limited, publishers of the Tribune titles. That was where I first worked in 1988. And I left the place 1991, 3 years, because I was tired of working as a journalist. I was tired of the high-handedness of one of my bosses then. So I went into local government administration. I was higher executive officer. And then I became head of department just last year, 1st of August 2020.
His tenure as head of the prestigious Department of Communication and Language Arts has been filled with opportunities and challenges, yet his vision for the department stays clear.
They will write petitions to the provost PG College and use all manner of abusive epithets. And they use strange names that you can never trace. One that wrote says his name is Jire Michael, and there's no Jire Michael in the list of graduating students. But I insisted that I would not be. I won't feel hot. And there are some of them that they call me and I explain these processes to them. But they won't. But you know what we've discovered? We are going to do another round of admissions now, and I'll be very strict. It's the people that you magnanimously bring in that are always very difficult. Those that ordinarily they don't meet up. They shouldn't have been admitted on merit. They're the ones that are always very difficult. There is a lady amongst them that's on the wheelchair. She was brought in on compassionate ground because she was on the wheelchair. First person that abused me as head of the department. My vision is that love to focus on resources in the department. By resources, I mean facilities in the department. I would have loved a situation where our studios can compete with the studios that I've seen in other universities. Thank God the 1994 sets, maybe PG set, they are the ones helping to refurbish the PG library. One of them called me last night to say that they should hand over the place to us by next week. They've advanced in it. They have brought shelves there, tables and chairs. It's complete turnaround there. And I was also able to attract some books from one of my cousins in the US. I started talking to him on what he could as a person or his school could do for us. But he also belongs to a group, Nigeria Connect.
As a family man, his role as a father and husband stays sacred in his heart. Home for Professor Oyewo is a safe spot even in demanding seasons.
When I got married and I started having kids, what came to my mind was that which I missed when I was growing up, I will try and give to my own children. Ask my children, they will tell you that they couldn't have wished for any other father. That has always been the center point. So, but forbearance, patience, and trust, absolute trust in God, those are the three key things. we also put young people under pressure as parents. Huh? Yes. We tell you, and all of that, we keep them under pressure. I don't put my children under pressure. Because I know what pressure could do to. Because you have to understand each of the children that you have. There are some of them that once you mention anything like that, they go back to their shells. And it will be difficult for you to bring them out. So, above all, we can only pray for a better time than the times that we are in now. I know that things are not absolutely too good. That's why we have so many people running for master's program and all of that. Above all, we can only pray for a better time than the times that we are in now. Pressure in the office. When I get back to the office the following day, I've learned that once I cross the bridge that leads to my village, there, I drop UI. And so I get back home and I assume a different, I push all of that behind me. And then I relate with my family. I share things that, most times I don't share work-related things. It's only probably when I feel that I've been boxed up that I share work-related things. So I relate with them. We joke, we chat, we roll on the floor, all of that we do. And then till the next day, once I cross the bridge to UI again, I remember that I'm also in UI with the lots of pressure around. So even though that does not mean that students or prospective students will not call you at very odd times. You know, your call came, whose call was that? Came yesterday evening, around 6 or thereabout or something, or what now? I was in a fellowship meeting. So every Tuesday we must have fellowship meetings. We hold it in my house. So once we are done with the fellowship meeting, I tell not you alone, students, prospective students also will call, asking me for when, okay, I scored 41. Do I stand a chance of being invited? But when we get to that point, we will let you know what our decisions are. So that's how I cope with the pressure, even though my head can be heavy, my heart can be pounding, but I try not to betray it. I try to keep all of that, to suppress it as if everything is fine. I try to laugh, I try to joke, I try to do all of that. So I cover up things that are biting me so hard within. And people will not see, but I know that what I'm feeling. And I sleep. Once I get home and I finish eating a little bit, I sit on the chair, I could doze off. And then once I'm off, they won't disturb me at home. They say that you're sleeping. Go inside and sleep. I said, no, let me just sleep a little bit there. So that's how I cope. Apart from that, apart from my own human effort, I still ask God to help me.
Professor Oyewo's achievement today is attributed to his faith in God.
And so I also learned very early to trust God for everything. Everything, because there is nobody, earthly person, that can really be of support. So I also try to not to go to people, even if I'm deeply, deeply in need. I so much believe in my Maker that without him, I can't be anything. My life is dictated by that. So my typical day starts anytime I sleep a little early. I sleep at 10. Well, I might retire to bed by 10, but that doesn't mean that I sleep by 10. And so I could wake up anytime. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4. The days that I really get tired, I wake up by 4, up to 4 or 5. But these days I've been waking up between 1, 2, 3. I know you can imagine. You wake up at that time and everywhere is dark, pitch darkness. And so what do? You just carry your phone or you take a torch and then you go and sit somewhere. And probably you spend your time praying and then look through certain things. Then when the day breaks, you get ready to go to work. And I won't sleep until 10, 10:30, and then wake up again. In the office, when I get to the office, my routine would just be, if I have things to clear on the table, if I have things to attend to, students' matters to attend to, if there's a query to be answered, if there's a petition to be answered, then I do that. I've received a lot of petitioning now, more than I could imagine.
His selfless and loving nature was attested to by students and staff.
Professor Oyewo is the HOD of Communication and Language at the department, the father figure in the department, and even if he's not teaching you or taking you any course, there is a way he interacts with the students in the department.
Concerning Professor Oyewo, of course we all know that he's the HOD of Communication and Language at CLA in the Faculty of Arts, University of Ibadan. He's a man that I love so much. Why? Number one, I love him because he's a very gentle person, very, very gentle. The first day I met him at his office, and he said, "Oh, good morning, how are you?" He walked me into his office, and he asked me to sit down. It's very rare for you to see a lecturer or professor of his status to, welcome a student, a master student for that matter, So apart from the fact that he's a gentleman, he's somebody that you can easily gain access to him. You can, even while he's walking or while he's alighting from his car, you can approach him. He's approachable. He's very, very approachable, and those are the two attributes that I love and like about him so much. Thank you.
So Oyewo is my daddy because he's a run-to person whenever I have issues as far as University of Ibadan is concerned. I'm always in his office anyway to say hello and as well to ask for advice, and of course he's a daddy to me. That's Professor Oyewo.
Professor Oyewo is a very wonderful HOD, and meeting him for the first time, I could see this fatherly figure in him. And I could remember one time like that, because when I came to CLA, anytime I just want to ease myself, I used to go downstairs, not even knowing that I have to use the restroom at our floor. But it was when I just pointed my attention to it that, "Oh, where are you going to?" I said, "I'm going downstairs." "To do what?" To go and ease myself. And he said, "Okay, no problem, just go in there and pick a key." And that was how I started using the restroom at the upper floor. If not, probably I'll be going downstairs. But one thing about him is that the way he used to handle situations is very, very, very unique. Very, very unique. And he's just so loving, so loving. So it's good you meet him and you see what I'm talking about.
Professor Oyewo is a very gentleman, a very nice lecturer. Is like a father to us all, and besides is the head of the department, so everything has been smooth under his tenure. There have been no issues, and whenever he teaches calmly to the extent that everyone understands, and you're free to ask questions with no fear, and you get your reply to your satisfaction. That's what I can say about him.
Professor Olusola Oyeyinka Oyewo is the head of the Department of Communication and Language Arts He assumed duty last year, August 1, 2021. And since then, I've been working with him. Even before his resumption as the HOD, I've been working with him because at times when the former substantive HOD was away, he will be the one to deputize for him. And he has been a very nice man. If you give him anything to sign for you, he do it wholeheartedly without wasting time. We don't waste student time. He's a father. At least over few months now, we have seen a lot of our students that are wayward in their actions, and we call on them. He called me as the departmental secretary. He called me, he seated me down that, madam, we need to talk to this boy, and we pray for that boy. And to the glory of God, now the boy is doing well. The boy is in 300 level presently. So we thank God for his life. I see HOD, when we discuss anything in the office, he puts everything in my care as well. Say, madam, you know this thing better. That is your area. Do it. Anything I tell him, let's do this way, he will accept it for me. As fast as, even he traveled now, where he is, I said good morning sir to him, he responded to me. Despite all his tight schedule, where he is, so he sent messages to me and I replied to his response too. So, and since he left the department now, the department is okay. You can see the office too. We are doing everything as if we are family. Anytime we are eating in the office, the guy will say, come and call me, let me come and eat with you now. I like the way you are eating in this office, the way you are doing. So our guy is very close to us. We enjoy him. We are even telling him to use another 2 years. Yeah, we have discussed that. We said he should go for another 2 years. Honestly, we have told him to go for another 2 years, that we will surely support him. He's a very nice man. We thank God for his life.
Oyewo is my HOD. He's a nice person. If you need anything, you need assistance from him. If you go to him, he's ready to assist you to any length. Very kind, very honest. Anything, go to him, he's ready. And if there's anything that is bothering you, go to him, explain your mind to him. He will listen to you. If you want to, maybe you want to travel to anywhere, like me, if I want to travel to anywhere, I will go and meet your girl, see you, this, that, and this. I need your assistance from this place. Okay, how are you? No problem. Ọlọ́run aṣọ ẹ lọ, aṣọ ẹ bọ̀. Ọ̀gá give me how are you? My name is Olusola Oyeyinka Oyewo, but Ọ̀gá should call me how are you? And from this early age, you are looking for Hawaii. There's no any other Hawaii except me. Another one is counterfeit. So our guy is very nice. So, and I used to pray for him. Our guy used to pray very well. He's a prayer. So, a man of God. So that's what I have to say about him.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Professor Olusola Oyeyinka shows up as a friend, leader, and father in contributing his quota towards the growth of the Department of Communication and Language Arts.